Hey, James, how are you today?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for chatting. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
No worries. So the book is out now, I believe. I have an advanced copy.
Tomorrow. Yeah. So you got
Tomorrow.
you just got
Okay,
you just
perfect.
the man. Yeah, you got the early copy.
So I loved it because it was sharing about your faith and overcoming adversity. How did the whole process of writing this book begin? Like, obviously, you have life experiences, but what motivated you to sit either on a team flight or after a workout? I'm like, man, I have to write a book about this.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously after I became a survivor and got back to playing, that was 100% my main focus. Just to come back and continue to live on my dream. And then just so many people tweeting, messaging, in person, just coming up to me saying how much of inspiration I was, how I motivated them, and of course they always say you should write a book one day. You'd have that. And just talking with my marketing agent and all of that. Am I still with you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, we're
Um,
here.
yeah. After just talking with him, we got approached by some companies, and we went to go pitch some stories, and we partnered with HarperCollins about it. And after I partnered with HarperCollins, I'm like, man, this is real. Like, I'm getting ready to write a book, and so that's just how the whole process came about. We went to New York, and we're meeting with different book publishing companies, and they all, were just in love with the story. I'm so just thankful for that. And we after discussions, we went with HarperCollins, and so we were like, let's do this thing, and that's how the book process really got started. Just from, getting the motivation behind it, people telling you that you should write a book, and how much people call you inspiration, all that. It's like, let's get it on paper to try to inspire more.
Now, I've had weekly columns, and those can be challenging enough as it is a weekly
Yeah.
column. What were some challenging aspects of getting all of your life story down in an entire book? It's what, 300 pages, 250 pages?
Yeah.
Like, it's a big project. What were
Right.
some of the challenging aspects of writing your first book?
Honestly, just remembering everything, like all the small details. Um, a lot of people are saying, so Tiffany Brooks, one who wrote it with me, my co-author, um, she went back and interviewed some of my brothers and childhood friends and teachers and such, because they were like, they might have some stories that maybe I didn't think the book, it needed to go in there, or it would fit, or and just stories I kind of forgot about over time. So that was a challenging part. The whole process took about a year and a half almost, and just remembering certain dates, um, remembering any other things such as that. So it kind of just it was tough in that way.
So you mentioned it took a year and a half. What have been so far some rewarding aspects of having your first book completed and published as of tomorrow?
Some exciting things about it already. I think just that we're so close to the release date. A couple people did get some early copies of it. The feedback that they gave me from it, seeing my book on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. I'm just from a small town. I never thought it would be me. I'm just from Erie, Pennsylvania. Just a regular guy who loves football, and now I see my book on Amazon and all these websites, and all people all around the world ordering it. So I think just the realism that it is that it's getting, and right now from it being so close to releasing.
With how central your faith is in this book and in your life, who are some people that have helped you grow in that faith? Is it family members? Is it a pastor? Is it a youth pastor? Is it a coach? Is it a former teammate? Who are some people that have helped shape your faith for you?
Honestly, it was my grandmother. So my grandmother, my dad's mom, um, she was the one. She was in church 3-4 times a week. And so just hanging out at grandmother's house, before we eating dinner, everybody around the table praying. So I knew that prayer and all of that was important early on. But then as I get older and doing my own research and having to trying to find answers to why things are happening for me. When I first got diagnosed, I was just so confused. I had no idea. I thought I was in shape, and I was just confused as like, how did I get cancer? Was it this? Was it that? And I had all these questions, and I was everything happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer in that, and so my faith kind of just got strong from there, realizing that I became kind of this figure that people look up to, and that it was bigger than me. You know, it was more than just football. It was about life, and so my grandmother really is the one who put that faith on me, and she told me to constantly pray before my football game. She used to always tell me to pray for the strength, energy, and the mindset. Those three things. So even to this day, she's no longer with us, but I kept some text messages that she sent. I screenshotted them. I saved them. So every day I just pray for the strength, the energy, and the mindset to get through the day, and that only comes from the higher power. So that's where my faith really came from.
Thank you, James. Final question
Mhm.
for you. I loved your example of God using something horrible, your MCL injury, something that is a, not a hidden blessing, but the cancer, and how a small problem in grand scheme that was a bigger problem, but God uses something that we don't like to help us out in the future. Seems like a lot of what you shared was aimed at young people who are growing into young men,
Mhm.
and God working in their lives. Was this book aimed at impacting young people, or was it just you sharing your story?
That's the beautiful thing about it is from my story. It was funny because when my jersey first started getting sold, I had like the number one selling jersey for a couple months, and the number one buyers were women and children, actually. So I think that I'm able to impact a lot of different communities. You know, the Christian and faith community, the cancer community. So many, women with breast cancer, reaching out, and I just, console them, and then obviously the football audience. So I really wanted to impact a lot of people. Coming from the authors, young men at the time, I think that
Yeah.
it might resonate with them the most. Uh, Young men in their journey, young men playing any type of sports, but just having them realize that adversity will happen in life, but it's okay. You can grow from that and be better because of it. So don't be too hard on yourself, realizing that it gets better, and that pain is really just temporary. So that's why I say fear is a choice. That's the title we chose because it's optional. You don't have to fear things. You can let God handle those tough battles for you, and there's a way to be better from it.
Thank you. Can I sneak one quick question, final
Whatever.
question in?
Sure. Yep. Yep.
You've been working out like a fiend the past few months, and the Instagram photos, I'm like, oh man. Here's a quick little pivot from that. You obviously have to be working hard in the gym and eating healthy. When you have a cheat meal, what do you love? Either it's date night, either you're out with well, not with buddies right now, I guess, but like when you
Yeah.
get a meal and you're not worried about eating a certain way, what's your epic cheat meal?
Epic cheat meal. Really, man, my cheat meals are always different, but so throughout the week, it's I try to stay away from cheese, no sugar, no bread, no pasta, stuff like that. And so burger, I can never go wrong with the burger. Just with the white bread, the cheese, the gravy, bacon
Yep.
on it.
Yep.
So a burger, and then probably some type of a sweet, some cookies, a milkshake or something like that. I need to stay away from those. I don't even want to go back down that road. But on cheat days, that's what we'll do. Some sugar probably, and probably a nice burger, or so pizza or something like that.
Thanks for your time today, and thanks for the book. I had a blast reading it.
Thank you, brother. Good to see you.
All right, take care.